I guess, did you sleep last night? Did you sleep some hours?
It was a little bit less than all the nights before,
Yeah,
and you
but
hear it a bit in my voice.
I arrived somewhere in bed at 1 o'clock, and I rolled out of my bed somewhere at 7 o'clock, and I can still feel the heat.
You still feel the heat.
I feel the heat from yesterday evening with your DJ and your saxophonist.
You know, Carl, the saxophonist is one of the Siemens talents.
Oh, okay.
So this is one of our own employees, and he surprised everybody, not
Yeah,
only the visitors but
he's a
also
real
us.
talent. He's a real talent. It was like a guy on speed. I have some
It's a guy
pictures
on
of him.
speed. He filled already a few times the Sportpaleis in
Mhm.
Antwerp. So it's one of his secrets for us, or it
Uh,
was one of his
uh,
secrets.
for the people who are listening, we are not already starting with the podcast, but just know that you are hearing now two tired men who are trying to get in shape. Anyway, any plans this weekend?
Yes, I will try to first of all to sleep a
Yeah.
bit more, to relax a bit my legs, because the plan is to run next week on
Okay.
Sunday,
Where are you
not
going?
another marathon
Where?
in Sevilla. I think it's the perfect preparation to run a marathon in 8 days.
So you will be completely detoxed from alcohol.
Alcohol was not the biggest issue for the moment because I drink no alcohol for the moment.
Yeah.
So this helps a lot. Yeah?
Yeah.
But of course, you feel it in your legs.
Yeah. So no restaurants, no aperos, no gin tonics, nothing.
You should not
Yeah,
refuse to go to a good restaurant because you run a marathon. Otherwise,
okay,
life would be too
and
boring.
afterwards we will follow it on Facebook, I suppose. What happened
If
with
I
Thierry and the
survive the
family?
marathon, if I survive the marathon, you will see it. Yes.
So, welcome to the Indisruptive and Friends podcast, your 30-minute traffic jam antidote, where technology, strategy, and economics are mixed with zero nonsense in the right context and without the noise of geopolitics, hype, or clickbait. Informal, straight to the point, and with every potential stumbling block already flipped over for you. In this Automation Fast Forward series, recorded live at Automation 2026, we sit down with Thierry van Eeckhout. For once, Thierry is not only a loyal customer, but also a loyal friend in good times and bad times. A true Siemens veteran, he has been active since 1998, I suppose. After years in sales and business development, he has grown into Vice President Digital Industries, one of Siemens' strategic core pillars. His responsibilities, for as long as I know, extend beyond Benelux to Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. So give him some credit because he had a hard day, hard night, and one hard day to come. After an intense trade fair and a late nocturne, we still managed to capture our vice president for this conversation. This podcast is brought to you in collaboration with Siemens as a global innovation and technology leader in industrial automation and digitization. Siemens is driving the digital transformation of process and discrete industries, enabling manufacturers to design, build, and optimize faster, more efficiently, and with greater resilience by combining proven domain expertise with cutting edge industrial software. Siemens helps turn complexity into opportunity across the entire production lifestyle. More info on Siemens.com. That was my line and monologue. Now we're getting over to the serious stuff with Thierry. For those who are less tech savvy, may not yet be familiar with the Siemens transformation. Tell me more about it. Historically, Siemens, as I knew it when I was a kid, uh, was something like an industrial powerhouse built on most dominantly hardware components like controllers and PLC. That was the world at Siemens in which you started. But today it feels more like a SaaS, even an XaaS, everything as a service company. Is that a fair description? Can you put that shift a little bit into perspective?
Well, I'm already happy that you remember one of our strong points. Yeah, it's indeed we are as a company we have a strong industrial hardware reputation
Mhm.
with our PLCs, with our drives. also with our electrical and mechanical
Mhm.
systems. But this foundation is still essential also for the business we do today.
Still the backbone.
It's one of our strong pillars,
Mhm.
and this was also one of our strong pillars for the future. But looking how industry is shifting fast to software and also to data and finally also to AI, Siemens prepared for this reshaping, and
Yeah.
we reshaped our portfolio through divestments, what we did the last years, and also to high growth acquisitions. Just
What
mention
was
you,
the latest acquisition you
well,
did?
I would like to mention two important acquisitions from the last year. We acquired the company Altair,
Yeah.
what gives us as Siemens the most complete AI-driven design, engineering, and simulation portfolio. And this was a huge acquisition, a company from the US
Mhm.
with an impact on everything what we do in regards to AI-driven design and engineering. A second company in another field was the company Dotmatics. Yeah? We acquired Dotmatics, and this expands our market potential by more than 5 billion in the
I
world.
know the activity and the integration of Altair, of course. And then you're going really into, I think, the virtual engineering, virtual prototyping, virtual testing, I suppose. But the other one,
The other one is active, especially in the biotech and the pharmaceutical industry.
that's a strange move. Yeah.
Well, it's one of our strong verticals, yeah? And we really believe in the innovation power of the verticals. Yeah? So we need a company like Dotmatics to further improve and further
Mhm.
strengthen our position in this kind of verticals. But to answer your question and to summarize it, in short, Siemens did not pivot from a hardware to a software company. We combined both worlds.
Mhm.
And the company is evolving into a one tech company where we connect everything from the physical world, from the sensors and all the actors in the field to the cloud, from the machines to
Mhm.
the digital twin, and from what we call the PLCs to the Gen AI.
Mhm.
So it's not a pivoting from hardware to software,
Yeah.
it's a
You're not
combining
you're
from the
not the
real.
Microsoft of the industry, in some sense that you're the pure software hyperscaler of industry, because you also have the hardware. You can compare it a little bit if we would speak in terms of comparison with a hyperscaler like Alphabet has hardware and software, has platforms. They do acquisitions, they have cybersecurity, they have in the world of industry. I can compare you then what now ahead with kind of Alphabet for the industry.
I Well, I already
I know
told
it's a
we
difficult question
combine.
on a Friday morning.
It's difficult to compare you with somebody else,
Yeah.
but our strength is we combine the real and the digital world,
Hmm.
and both worlds are important for us. So we will still continue investing in the hardware world, but on top of that, to use the power of data, we invest a lot in the software capabilities, of
Hmm.
course. And combining this must be given an answer to the
Yeah.
industry
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about. Am I still actual when we're talking about because things are moving so fast at Siemens? Am I still actual if I talk about Accelerator as the platform? Siemens aims to become something like, I suppose, the App Store for digital industrial applications. Is that your ambition, or does let's talk about this and maybe also about your tagline, because everywhere I go here around in the exhibition, I see your tagline. Let's automate automation. Maybe the two things hang around in this vision or strategy.
Well, first
Tell
of
me
all,
more.
I like your comparison, and
Yeah.
it's a logic one that you compare Accelerator with the Play Store or the App Store. The comparison is understandable.
People always like to make benchmark and to
Yes,
compare.
we all know it from our private life. But Accelerator is much more than just an app store. Yeah, it's a marketplace where already exist more than 1,500 digital offerings and SaaS
Mhm.
offerings. Yeah?
Mhm.
Looking to Accelerator, I say already it's much more than an app store. It's a certified interoperable system where you find solutions from our partners that work together and that meet industrial standards. That's an important one. Another point on Accelerator is you find AI
Which
building
means,
blocks.
sorry to interrupt you, which means that also if you're something like an, let's let's say not app store, but kind of kind of operating system
Mhm.
that other technology players plug in with
Yes.
their propositions. I suppose like I know, for example, Festo or other guys plug in with their apps
Of course, if they do
in
the
your universe.
of course, if they do the certification, everybody, it's an open system. Yeah? So it's an open marketplace. We call it our innovation engine.
Hmm.
And of course, you find apps, but you find a lot of other support topics who accelerates your transformation.
Hmm.
And it must be more a help desk, more a marketplace where everybody can look to it, yeah, and they can use certified solutions
Yeah,
to build their transformation
yeah.
project.
So if you want to play and experiment with all possible certified application within your platform, you have to get access. Does it then mean, or am I naive when I say that in the end, everybody who's experimenting with digitization in industry ends up in a Siemens platform? Or am I completely
I
wrong?
would say this would be one of our dreams, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Important is it's an open system. Another point, it's a certified system. You can create something, you can test something, you see proven technology, but at the end, you're able also to
Hmm.
scale.
Hmm.
And this is the strength of Accelerator, as in what we call, again, an innovation engine.
Yeah.
It's not alone having the products, it's not alone having the technology, it's also helping your customers in the whole journey, uh,
Hmm.
to become the autonomous production.
Yeah.
And this was your second question. Let's automate automation. The vision is to go from what we call a reactive automation platform to a predictive platform, and at the end to go to an autonomous platform. Just go. This means going from a production what is predictable
Hmm.
to a production what is autonomous.
Hmm.
Today we are in an automated environment.
Yeah.
We are not asking our customers to automate more. We ask our customers to automate smart, and to use the power of data.
Hmm. Because if you say automate smart, do you mean by that also in the other sense that some people invest money and do not automate smart or
I'm,
make the wrong decisions or choosing for maybe the wrong technologies who have a consequence on the long-term strategy of a company?
I will never judge on actions others take, but using the full power of data today
Hmm.
means that you need reliable and real-time data.
Hmm.
This is the first layer,
Yeah.
and for that you need the correct hardware foundation,
Yeah.
and you need the right products to 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 have the data available.
The
Yeah?
collection of
The
the data.
connection to have the data available, to have the data also cyber secure. Having more data is nice, but it opens also another maybe weak point. So have attention for cybersecurity. It's yeah, a point, an attention point. And then the third part is, of course, you can have all the data, but what will you do with it?
Hmm.
If you have not the knowledge, you need a partner
Yeah.
framework, you need an ecosystem, you need an accelerator, an innovation engine to help you
That's a smart part.
to scale.
Yeah.
This is the smart part.
Smart
Yeah.
part.
So we see it in three steps. Yeah. The hardware foundation, the data real time and reliable, and then the last step, and maybe the most important step, having around you a strong certified ecosystem with the
Mhm.
right partners, with the proven technology, and with, yeah, all the support available to
Mhm.
scale
Yeah.
your solution and to create really impact for
Smart
your
and
production.
smart. The part scale makes also part of the smart. I would conclude somewhere anyway with you if you would put it in a payoff or a slogan. It's something like connected but secured and smart.
Well, connected is it's a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Connected productions are the basis to evolve in the direction of autonomous production. Of course, secure. I think this is a point as security, as safety in a whole. You should never discuss. Your data must be secure, but having secure data is not enough. You need to use the value of data. Uh, and this is only possible when you have also the right partners and when you have also the proven technology, of course.
All right. Okay. Thierry, you should not forget to drink. Eh?
Wow, sometimes I forget, especially
Some
when it is
people have to,
especially when it is water.
especially when it is water. But we get accustomed to everybody, to everything, also to water. So okay, maybe for the third question, then how do you see the industry of tomorrow evolving? Has Is it something like, has the happy few already moved into industry? Because also here on Indomation, everybody's also the organization is talking about the shift into fifth, whatever. Has the happy few already moved into industry 5.0, while the rest is still walking in the dark or wrestling with industry 4.0? Where do we really stand today? And maybe give us an impression of what does tomorrow looks like.
Yeah, that's a good question, and your observation is
I only make good questions, eh,
oh,
Thierry?
I was not expecting something else. Looking to industry, we cannot speak about the industry.
Yeah.
The industry doesn't exist. We see an industry for me in three speeds. You can compare it a bit like driving on the highway.
Mhm.
You have the right drivers, the middle drivers, and the left drivers. We see a small group of companies, of verticals. They are already very advanced. They use the power of data, they use AI, and they evolve in the direction of autonomous production. They use software.
Those are the left drivers, the front
These are for me
runners.
the left drivers.
Yeah.
They go fast. They use the power of software defined automation. They use digital twins and so on. A large group, the largest group, is what we call in the phase of maturing. They are aware about the power of digitalization, but
Mhm.
they are still in the phase of proof of concept. They are in the phase of testing.
Yeah.
They are not in the phase of scaling.
Mhm.
Sometimes they are even not aware when they should scale that the power of the solution they should achieve is giving them a real good speed up in competitiveness. And then we have a group. They modernize their basic infrastructure. They are working on the fundament, what is an essential to speed up, and they are not ready to adopt or to
These guys
use.
are, in fact, can we call them reactive? They only react if there is an urgency.
I would not call it reactive. I would call it the need is not that high to speed up in this area. These guys has other priorities.
Mhm.
Yeah? Looking to some verticals, if we look to the biotech vertical, if we look to the pharmaceutical vertical, uh, these verticals are typically innovators and pioneers.
Mhm.
Looking in the discrete industry to aerospace, aerospace is driven by innovation. If we compare this with the chemical industry, this is a rather conservative industry, but they have other attention points. Safety is extremely important in the chemical industry, but also the use of electricity, the use of energy.
Energy costs, energy
So
optimizing.
it's not they are good or wrong. They have just for the moment other priorities that drives their business.
They are more in defense of their
They
assets
they
and
embrace
energy reduction of optimizing.
they embrace for the moment other possibilities to secure their
Yeah.
competitiveness and
Yeah.
to secure their future. But looking to your point about Industry 5.0 or honest, what's in the name? Yeah, the next step, and we summarize it in Industry 5.0, it's a human centric approach, it's a sustainable and resilient production, and it's using the full power of AI. What do we see for the moment in the reality? It's that Industry 4.0 and 5.0 happen in parallel. Companies adopt what helps there the most for the
Mhm.
moment. And I think this is the right conclusion. We should not call it 5.0 or 4.0. It's a transforming of your industry where you are in, and what helps you the most, you need to do it. Looking to the chemical industry, we should not judge they are wrong. No, they have for the moment just other priorities.
Everybody has other priorities and also other speeds. There's not such thing as we're all at 60 miles per hour or well with everybody has his own priorities, his own speeds and his own necessities. So it's your job per vertical to see what are the priorities,
This
what
is a good
technologies are adapted to those priorities.
this is a good bridge how we are looking as Siemens to the market. First of all, we work on a strong fundament. Your products, your systems, your software capabilities must be correct.
Mhm.
But on top of that, we add the vertical expertise. And this makes the real difference. You cannot talk to a customer in the textile industry and in the afternoon do your same pitch
Yeah.
uh, to a customer in the
The-
chemical or in the pharmaceutical industry.
yeah, yeah.
You need
Tailor made.
tailor made, and at least you need the knowledge uh, to, to, to adapt your solutions to the customer who is on your table.
Yeah. And that's a little bit that does me this make me think in the translation. It's becoming every technology as a service. I mean, you have to be not only the consultant, but the platform for every type of customized solution in digital transformation. Am I correct? Because you're not only speaking about verticals. I can imagine that BASF, for example, has total other priorities of other chemical plants in the same vertical. It's not just the solution for biotechnology or for aerospace, or for you have to have uh, um, 100 different tailor-made solutions for every profile. Then it's a
You're,
matrix.
you're at a certain level correct, but on another point, um, the real custom made part is a minority. Looking to the fundament and
Mhm.
looking to the possibilities we have with software based automation,
Mhm.
this is a flexible platform, this is a flexible environment. And you can adapt your solution to the vertical just by changing your software.
Yeah. In fact, the customer is there in the lead because
Yeah.
he has to play it within your solutions.
We
Yeah.
should not start from scratch every time.
Okay.
If you start from scratch, you can never
Cannot,
bring
and
you
you
can never
cannot scale.
scale.
You
You can
cannot
never
scale.
scale.
I get the picture. I get
But the industry has a lot of challenges, of
Yeah.
course. And it
Well, that's maybe because in fact you're a better moderator than I am, because that was my next question. What are according to Thierry van Eeckhout, the main challenges the industry is struggling with right now? How do you see the next generation of technologies providing solutions or answers?
oh, I think every vertical and every industry has his own challenges. But looking to a few, we are convinced we all have. Also, Siemens is sometimes struggling with this kind of challenges. We see a shortage on skilled workers.
Mhm.
I think it's a public secret that we look for just more skilled people.
Mhm.
Looking to the environment around us, the energy prices, the material prices are rising. It comes just a little bit more expensive to do something. So try to minimize your energy consumption. Looking to use less material, keep you in a strong competitive position. We see complex and unstable supply chains. Every day you wake up and yeah, there can be a surprise coming from left or right.
Something changed. Yeah.
Sometimes it can be a really unexpected change in your supply
Yeah.
chain. Um, we as consumers, you, me, everybody, we expect more flexibility. We expect much faster time to markets. We are extremely impatient.
Yeah.
And this is all of us. And this drives, of course, the industry also. And then, of course, we have the sustainability challenge, where we should take our responsibility, all of us, and we have cybersecurity requirements. We are all aware that the power of data is nearly unlimited,
Mhm.
but on the other hand, it opens doors where you have weaknesses or dangers or potential dangers in your company.
Yeah.
We should not forget, Carl, um, the world around us with all the geopolitical pressures and obstacles, the tariffs war, and also the lower consumer confidence. We are not in a luxury position for the moment, looking to the industry. But we should not become negative. I think we are, the most of us, we are convinced, and this is what we also heard during the many conversations we had here during the exhibition. Technology helps.
Yeah, because that was what I was wondering. You're walking around into the alleys, people talking to exhibitors and talk to exhibitors. There's two senses of reasoning. Everybody is all you talk to customers. There is a lot of pessimism going around. If you talk to exhibitors, they say yes, there is pessimism, but no, Carl, they say that we experience a sense of urgency that our customers in these difficult uh, times are really aware that they have to do something. The willingness to invest is there, um, and maybe it's a contrarian position because economically it is not so evident for companies, but they all feel they have to scale, otherwise they're done.
Well, we should not fuel our body with pessimism.
Yeah.
Looking to a few technological possibilities we have today, it's not a dream; it's reality. Looking to the power of AI, generative or agentic AI, it doesn't matter. But looking to the power of AI, it helps us a lot in operations and in engineering. We can just engineer faster, and we can operate in a more reliable way. The power of digital twins. We presented already many years ago at one of the previous editions of Endimation, but it reduced risk, it shortened development times, and it cut your energy use. So one of the challenges we have in the industry. And I mentioned already the extreme power of software-defined automation, where you make factories much more flexible without doing physical changes, what is harder for a company to do. A software change is easier to do. We can avoid downtimes, what makes us much more competitive by predictive maintenance. This kind of technology is today available. It's not a vision anymore, it's reality. And all of that is supported by open ecosystems. We talked already about accelerator, what reduce your integration time, and it all this together gives possibilities to companies to overcome their challenges. And at the end, we are all aware that we need to do a big shift from what we call a reactive production to a predictive production, and at the end to an autonomous production with a high degree of flexibility. And this will answer a lot of our challenges. We are all convinced there will new challenges popping up, but then we will solve this when we see and when we are aware of it. But we have a lot of technology that helps already today, and this must gives us a lot of confidence to look to the future.
Can I translate it also a little bit? Uh, 2 or 3 editions ago, 6 years ago, there was a lot of talk about. They were already talking about, of course, digital twins and AI and this and that and large language models. Uh, can I analyze it a little bit that when 6 years ago it was a little bit futuristic and a hype and everybody talked about it, it's also always so in adaptation curves that we now are really over the hype, but in the real adaptation curve of digital twin and AI, and that the experience with many people is now that there are business cases for everything. While maybe 6 years ago there was a lot of hype and a lot of talk about it, but now really down to earth business cases.
Well, the point is that as humans we are critical, and this I think this makes us different from computers. But if you're too critical, maybe you slow down possibilities. Looking to the technological situation today and what we can offer to our customers, we can prove extremely fast the value and the impact. In the past, people saw already the possibilities of the technology, but they were scared to jump.
Hmm.
Today, you prove it, I would say in seconds, the impact.
Yeah.
If you can work in your production, imagine with real time data, you can react when something happened. You should not look to a report what was made one day before and lose already a lot of money and lose already a lot of credits in your company. So when you react on real time data, you act when it happened.
Yeah, you can see it
You can see
directly
it
on your
directly.
OEE, on your downtime,
Absolutely.
on your other KPIs, on your scoreboards.
Another point, what is of course evolving during the years, is the point that the availability of support is there. So you jump not alone. Yeah? You have a lot of partners. Yeah? Our strong partner ecosystem, summarized in our accelerator open market platform, is a platform with a lot of proven technology. Yeah? And you have the availability of the competence to jump and to do the next level
Mhm.
of your automation.
Who's helping you to choose when you have such a big offer in your ecosystem of propositions? Is somebody helping you then from Siemens to
Well,
pick the right? Because if you start picking at random, maybe you get lost, or how do I see it?
I think it's our role to guide our customer through his journey. We bring possibilities on the table. At the end, it's the customer who will make the choice. It's our job to bring him the possibilities. The good point is we are sure that what we offer and what we bring on the table is already a proven technology. It's a certified company. It's a
Hmm.
certified partner.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, because Thierry has other things to do than podcasting with his friends. What are your key takeaways for industrial leaders who visit your booth or the exhibition? What are your key takeaways for the listeners who are industrial leaders, management, uh, considering technology-driven strategy, long-term digital policy? Do you have some simple takeaways they can think about?
Well, we have, of course, some takeaways for our customers, but I would say also for our own employees. Looking to the world where we are living in, and that's a good point when you have, I would say, a certain track record, and you are since a longer time in the industry world. You should not look only to products. You need to think in
Mhm.
ecosystems. A product is just a part of your solution. You need
Yeah,
products. That's not an issue. But at the end, work and think in ecosystems.
yeah.
Look to the broader picture. Um, Invest in what we call adaptive automation. It's not just about more automation. Again, we are not asking to our customers automate more, but automate in the right direction
Mhm.
and work in the direction of adaptive automation. Use the power of industrial grade AI. That's clear. You need reliable data and you need real time data, but on top of that, use also the vertical expertise. What maybe the customer has in his own company, or what we can offer to our customers in this kind of expertise. Um, Keep people in the center. Um, this is a point, a very strong point in our own internal policy. Our people are key. And I think for every kind of vertical, for every customer we have, people, put them in the center. They are so important. Educate them.
Keep on learning,
Keep on learning.
lifelong learning.
Lifelong learning. It's not just a slogan
Mhm.
somewhere on one of other paper, yeah, but live it. Um, Make for us a digital and also a sustainable single strategy. They are hand in hand, and they help each other. And what we since years do, we work on what we call a one tech approach, across OT, IT, and also cloud. I use the power of AI, live a strategy from the sensor to the cloud.
Talking about clouds, Siemens has his complete cloud, or
We partner with a lot of infrastructure
okay, yeah,
suppliers. This is since years the case, but we deliver, of course, the I would say the power to use the full data,
okay,
but
yeah,
we do not have our own
yeah.
cloud infrastructure.
All right, okay. Is there, because there is a lot of knowledge, or also for other people, or maybe not Siemens customers. I know there's some newsletters and content on the website of Siemens concerning all these strategies and thinking paths. Is there any newsletter or platform you can suggest to subscribe to?
Oh, I would say
Or you just go to Siemens.com and you find all the
subscribe,
content, or
visit our website. On our website, you find everything, connect over social platforms and so on. We spread our message, but more important, spreading the message is important, but walking the talk is much more
yeah,
important. Yeah. And when you have the possibility, visit our booth on animation. It's the last day. It's a pity, but we are so ready to visit also you
the
after
last
animation.
chance to till 1600 hours, and then it's for another 2 years waiting for Indonesian. Thierry, thank you for being with us. We'll probably bump into each other at De Leze or somewhere else in Harelbeek. I'm very sorry, you're from
Can
the
be.
Flanders, eh? In some other outfit, I suppose, sooner or later. And to our listeners, discover more about Indisruptive, excuse me, and friends on YouTube and Spotify. Please don't just hit the like button. Be a big boy or a brilliant girl and hit the subscribe button instead. Thank you and bye.